Hello and welcome to the Wealthy Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Coach IC. Sa podcast na ito ay pag-uusapan natin ang mga topics tungkol sa self-development, personal finance, and cryptocurrencies trading. Let's get it on! Let's roll intro! Welcome to another special episode of the Wealthy Mindset Podcast. And right now, I'm here with one of my newfound friends, and she's no other than Jidel Galagyugo. She is a financial consultant with FWD Insurance. Welcome to the show.
Yay! Hi! Thank you very much, Coach Ian.
For our listeners na hindi nakakilala sa iyo, can you give some brief introduction about yourself?
So, I help people make money and teach them how to protect it from uncertainties. So hi, this is Jidel Galagyugo, your financial advisor from FWD. I started in this journey when I was 22. So by the way, I'm 23 right now. And after I graduate, I got coded and got my license from Insurance Commission. So this IC is a government agency under the Department of Finance that supervise and regulate insurance and HMO industries.
Hey, thank you for that wonderful introduction. Nosebleed. Straight English. Pwede tayo
Magtatagalog tayo dyan.
Magtatagalog tayo dito. So,
yes, sir.
Question ko lang sa iyo, Jidel, no? When did you start learning financial literacy and what made you decide to actually pursue a career in financial consulting?
Okay. Pagdating sa pag-i-start ng learning sa financial literacy, magtagalog tayo, di ba? Sabihin na natin na nag-start ako budgeting and saving of money. Natutunan ko siya nung 13 years old ako. So, grade 8 na ako nito. Para siyang equivalent of second year high school. Kung titignan mo yung old curriculum sa studies, ganyan. Kasi first batch nga ako ng K-12. And then, nag-start naman ako in growing my money nung grade 11 ako. That is like 5th year sa high school, something like that, no? So, I started having a business na 16 na ako nito. Pero natigil din siya kaagad kasi nalugi din ako nun kaagad. Nag-start naman ako na mag-invest in paper assets like mutual funds, crypto. Nung second year college naman ako. So, 19 na ako niyan. Since meron naman ako may mga side hustle ako, may scholarship din ako. So, doon ko kinukuha yung finances ko. And bumalik ako sa business naman nung pandemic. So, third year college na ako nun. So, 20 na ako. And dito, nakapundar ako ng mga sarili kong gamit. Nagdagdag na rin ng mga investments. And then, at the age of 22, fourth year na ako nun. So, dito na ako pumasok at nag-focus sa finance industry na business. So, nilet go ko na dito fully yung e-commerce. Ito na yung financial investment consultation ko right now. So, kanina, kung tinanong mo ako, bakit ko siya pinursu? Kasi actually, high school pa lang ako, sinabi ko na sa sarili ko na never talaga ako magiging employee. Yan. Kasi, hindi ko talaga kasi gaya yung routinary, yung gagawin ko daily. Like, papasok ko ng 8 a.m., tapos uuwi ako ng 5 p.m., tapos babiyahe pa. So, iniisip ko pa lang siya ngayon, napapagod na ako sa thought na yon, no? I'm not saying naman na it's really bad, pero it's not gonna work for me kasi. And na-experience ko na rin kasi yun before. Like, nung college ako, nag-try ako mag-extra sa mga factory, tsaka sa sales. So, nagpapak ako ng mga fishball. Alam mo ba yan? Fishball, kikiam, squid balls, like that. Bebenta din ako ng TV Plus. So, pumupunta pa kami ng Bulacan, ganyan. Bebenta kami ng TV Plus kasi uso yun before. And then, nakita ko kasi talaga yung passion ko rin sa business ko, diba? Katulad nga sa mga binanggit ko kanina. No, bata pa lang kasi ako noon, actually, elementary pa lang, kasama ko na yung nanay ko. Pumupunta rin kami ng Balintawak. Alam mo yung 3 a.m. Kasi yung Balintawak, ito yung one of the biggest palengke. Kumaga dry and wet market sa Metro Manila. So, bagsakan siya ng mga gulay, ng mga prutas, ng mga karne. So, pinupuntahan to, dinadayo talaga ng mga tao para bumili dito. So, imagine that, no? Bata pa lang ako, pero naghahatak na rin ako ng hose para maghatid ng tubig sa mga kapitbahay namin. So, di ako makanood ng cartoons kasi kailangan kong tumulong. Tapos, nagtitinda na rin ako nung bata pa lang ako. So, ang dami na pala nating experience dito, no? Pero other than that, tinignan ko rin yung sarili ko as a fresh graduate, and I have 9 reasons bakit ko tinuloy yung pagiging FA or yung pagiging financial advisor. So, number 1 is very important sa akin na yung papasukan kong industries, dapat maayos na yung structure niya tsaka yung system. So, dapat dito, no, since starting pa lang tayo, I really love to observe kasi the company that I'm working with. So, kailangan tinitingnan ko dito paano ba sila magpalakad, something like that, paano ba nila na-maintain na magkaroon ng ganito kakasipag na mga employees. Kasi in the future, gusto ko rin gayahin yung structure na yun, yung system na yun, para i-apply ko yun sa soon na business ko, sa future business ko naman. Number 2 is growth. So, I love to learn every day. Not only learnings about finances, about investment, but also yung mismong good space and good environment that I have with that. Kasi we are all about caring for each other, and then we are learning from each other, growing na rin parehas with personal mastery and personal development. And then number 3 is the connection. So, di ba sabi nga nila, kung sino yung 5 tao na madalas natin nakakasama is usually tayo yung magiging pang-anim nun. So, for example, kung 5 yung lagi natin kasama na puro mayayaman, usually pwede tayong maging pang-anim na mayaman. O kaya, kung puro kasama natin is 5 na chismosa, pwede yun, possible yun maging pang-anim tayo sa chismosa. So, ganun yung gino-consider ko no. So, I want to learn from them kasi nakikita ko sila as a great influence. And here, in this kind of industry, marami talaga na yumayaman pagdating dito. So, dikit tayo sa kanila para maging pang-anim na tayo dun, di ba? And then, next for it, pang-4, no? So, finance industry kasi is never talaga nawawala dito sa Pilipinas or sa mismong business. Hindi talaga siya nalulugi as much as possible, no? So, based on study, parang ito yung list na naapektuhan pag dumadating yung mga economic crisis. So, for example, dumating yung pandemic, di ba? Nawala ba yung insurance? Hindi, di ba? Kasi pinakakailangan ng lahat ng tao yun. Biruin mo, namamatay lahat ng mga tao, kailangan nila ng insurance para at least they can protect their family. Uy, reality naman. Katawa-tawa.
Grabe ka naman, sis.
Pero that's the reality that we have to consider, di ba? Oo. Yes. And then, other than that is, 5th is products that I'm selling. So, kinukonsider ko siya, dapat kasi afford siya ng mga lower, middle, tsaka higher classes, which is insurance. Tingnan mo, kung ka ba magiging insured, 5 pesos lang everyday, pwede ka na maging insured, di ba? Everyone, anyone can afford it. And then, other than that, yung mga higher din is, higher classes is pwede rin nilang ma-afford yan kasi they can invest their money kahit million pa yan na ipundar nila for this one, insurance or investment. And then, next is the, parang I want to build foundation from this. Diba sabi ko nga kanina is I want to learn the structure in the system, and aside from it, if goods kasi na tinitingnan natin na yung isang business is already running for 10 years or above, kasi kapag nakita natin yung ganun, ibig sabihin, it's really working great talaga. It means lang nun na yung business na yun is sobrang tibay na ng foundation na yun na pwede na talaga nating i-copy na lang. Na pwede na lang natin tingnan muna, no? Maging part muna tayo ng organization nila, and then later on is pwede nating ma-apply in other terms of our life. And then, next is, I don't know kung pang ilan na to, no? Pero, ito nga, work from home. Pang 7 na rin. 7 is, work from home siya, tsaka flexible yung time. So, ibig sabihin lang nito, no? Gusto ko kasi na hindi ako nalilimitahan pagdating sa time. So, yun yung pinakagusto natin pag nagbe-business tayo, na there's no limit. Kapag gusto kong umalis, pwede akong umalis. Kapag gusto kong pumunta ng Bataan, pwede ako makapunta sa Bataan, and then pwede ako mag-work doon. So, gusto ko, hindi ako limited pagdating sa mga ganon. And at the same time, unlimited pa din yung income potential. So, ibig sabihin kasi nito, since sales naman siya, no? Performance-based siya. So, kung gaano ka kagaling, ganon din yung magiging kita mo. So, kung hataw na hataw ka, no? Hataw din yung income mo para sa'yo. So, yun yung pinakagusto ko. Hindi siya nagli-limit din yung income or yung pera na pwede ko mahugot from it. And then, other than that, syempre, huwag nating alisin yung contribution that we're giving to the people. We're able to help them to build their finances, to get the financial freedom that they have, to protect their assets, and then, for them not to create abundant life. Ayun yung sa akin.
Dami. Pero no, masabi ko lang, at such a young age, you were able to to actually realize that money is important. Then you had that growth mindset, wealthy mindset, yung business mindset. Nung bata pa ako, yung mga 15 years old, ang isip ko lang is laro, Dota, school, kuha ng baon, matulog, mag-study. Yun lang sa isip ko. And syempre, yun talaga, become an employee in the future. Kasi yun naman talaga yung traditional way. Like my mom and father said na you should study real hard, you should do well in school para naman in the future hindi ka mahihirapan maghanap ng trabaho, and in turn yung trabaho is magbibigay sa iyo ng income in form of salary. Yun talaga, it really depends on the environment na kung saan ka lumaki, paano ka pinalaki, yung upbringing mo as a person, 'di ba? Mahirap kasi nililimit mo lang yung beliefs mo, and I honor you, sister. It's because rare lang yung mga ganyang mindset habang bata pa, 'di ba? Na-cultivate ko lang yung wealthy mindset ko when I was 21 years old na. I'm currently 27 years old, pero I'm happy na nang dahil sa mga bagay-bagay na pinag-aralan ko like stock market, forex, crypto, trading as a whole, investing, doon nagsimula yung yung financial literacy journey ko. Kasi ito kasi na-experience ko, Jadel, no? I had my first job. Alam mo magkano sahod ko?
Magkano? Spill the
It's like 500 pesos per day, mga 14,000 lang. And at that time, I'm already a licensed geologist, Tapos top-notcher ako sa board exam. Akala ko na kung aayusin ko yung sarili ko sa school, tsaka gagalingan ko sa board exam, susweldohan na tayo ng malaki. Yun pala, meron pala tayong tinatawag na corporate ladder na mahirap akyatin. And that's when I realized na if I want to become wealthy in terms of money, I have to learn high-paying skills. So one of that high-paying skills talaga is non-undoubtedly is sales talaga, sales. Kasi if you give revenue to the company, kasi yung sales kasi is oxygen yan ng isang business. Kaya kapag magaling ka magbenta, most likely magiging okay din yung kitaan mo. And you know what I realized, being in the insurance industry for like a few months, it's very hard to sell insurance. Okay? Kasi dahil merong mga stigma yung tao na scam man yung insurance, ganyan, hindi ko pa yan kailangan ngayon. Diba? Di naman natin mabiblame yung tao. So what are your thoughts about yung mga taong merong stigma sa insurance, yung negative, yung pag-iisip nila or yung outlook nila or yung opinion nila about the insurance industry?
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful question. Actually, very relatable naman yan. Parang all of the Filipinos naman, most of the Filipinos are just like that. And even me, ganun din ako. I never expected nga na magiging financial advisor ako pagdating ng panahon. Kasi nga, ang sama ng tingin natin sa insurance, diba? Parang sasabihin natin, anong mapapala natin? Wala naman ako mapapala niyan kapag namatay ako, hindi naman ako makakakuha ng pera, diba? Pero the truth is, it's never for us, but it depends to the kind of insurance. Kung life insurance, it's not for us. Kumbaga, it's the peace of mind that we are buying because the beneficiary will get the proceeds. Ayun yun, no? So, insurance kasi actually serves as a safety net lang naman. So, get insured if you want to protect yourself and your loved ones from uncertainties. And if you are someone na inaasahan sa pamilya, meaning breadwinner ka or very dependent ka sa income mo, na magkanda yari-yari talaga yung buhay na mga may iwan mo in case something happened to you or di ka na maka-earn ng finances or ng money. So, number one, dapat ito yung mga kumukuha ng mga tao, about dito. Given na yun, diba, sasabihin na natin, it's about that kind of stigma na hindi pa talaga kailangan yung insurance, but given in the reality is, need talaga siya. No, we're just not really open, yung mga Filipinos, compared to international na open sila pagdating sa mga insurance. Unlike dito sa Pilipinas, parang only 1% ng population ng buong Pilipinas lang yung insured talaga, no? Number one is, wala tayong magagawa doon, pero what we can do is, what can we control is to continuously give financial literacy to them. So, actually, parang gusto ko lang to i-share para alam lang din nila, no? Meron kasi tayong mga 3 factors para mag-stop din na mag-earn ng money ang isang tao. Siyempre, alam naman natin yan na patuloy naman yung expenses natin, patuloy tayong kumakain araw-araw. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga bills, hindi nag-i-stop yan. Kahit na ayaw mo na magtrabaho, kailangan mo magtrabaho magtrabaho para kumita ng pera. Kasi basic foundation yun. Kailangan mo muna mag-earn, mag-save ng money, tapos kailangan mong i-grow, and then protect yun, diba? So, number one na factor from it is debt. And syempre, hindi naman makakapagtrabaho na yung kaluluwa, and then hindi rin naman tayo immortal. So, number one yun. Diba? Hindi
tayo immortal.
Mamamatay talaga tayo. So, kapag namatay tayo, paano na naiiwan natin? Diba? And then number two is sickness or disability. So, matik dito, tanggal ka sa trabaho kasi baka makahawa ka or syempre, pwedeng bumaba rin yung performance mo sa work. Kaya, sisibakin ka talaga dito ng employer mo. And then number three is old age. So, wala namang taong pabata. So, sometimes, diba, yung likod mo, masakit na and sobrang labo na ng mata mo, tanggal ka talaga sa work niyan, lalo na pag dumating ka na sa retirement.
So masakit na ba yung likod mo?
Medyo.
ang tigas ng upuan mo eh. Tingin nga ng upuan mo.
Ito?
Ang tigas-tigas niyan.
Okay lang yun. Yung upuan ko kasi na malambot na sa baba. Ayoko nang iakyat. Okay na yan. Pero other than that, balik lang natin dito. Kapag itong tatlong factors na kasi na to is alin man dito nangyari sa tao. And then dagdag mo pa, wala pang emergency fund, tapos wala pang insurance. Sa basura talaga pupulutin yun. Tsaka kasama na yung pamilya niya. So, ayun yung pinaka-reality. It's either ibenta mo yung ari-arian mo kung meron man or mangutang ka para makarecover, no? So, etong three factors na to, panigurado lang naman na may experience natin to sa future. So, just take a look at this. Karaniwan sa Pilipino, ganito kasi. So, mag-iipon sila ng pera, diba? 2 milyon para sa bahay. Gusto ng house and lot eh. Okay, sige, good yan. Ngayon, mapupunta lang pala ito sa sakit sa future kasi hindi nakapag-ready sa insurance. So, sabihin natin, safety net nga siya, diba? So, if you don't want to protect yourself, gusto mo maging pabigat ka sa pamilya mo, kaya sa ibang tao, if gusto mo umaasa ka palagi sa ibang tao, or if gusto mo ibenta yung business mo or yung bahay mo sa future kasi no choice ka, kasi sinisingil ka na ng 2 milyon sa hospital, di wag ka na kumuha ng insurance. Kasi si insurance, ano ba yan? Gastos lang naman kasi yan. Ngayon, babayaran mo lang naman for 5 years, tapos magkakaroon ka na ng life and health insurance plus investment kung gusto mo. May mangyari man sa'yo, babayaran ka. Wala mang mangyari sa'yo, babayaran ka pa rin. So, wag na lang if nakita natin itong expense on our part and if we cannot really appreciate the beauty of it. So, ayun, wala nang sapalitan. Ganun lang tayo.
Yo, what's up mga ka-wealthy? Yung ating The Wealthy Mindset Podcast community is now open. So, anong pwedeng gawin dito sa loob ng community? So, if you decided to join more community engagements, you will be able to share your insights, yung mga questions mo, or kung ano yung mga gusto mo pang matutunan sa ating mga next podcast episode. So, I would like to hear from you guys kung ano yung gusto nyong matutunan sa ating podcast. Aside from that, we are giving out free webinars, free cheat sheets, free learning materials to further improve ourselves, our finances, and of course, our craft in trading. And of course, namimigay din po tayo dito ng mga discounts, lalo na sa mga mentorships natin. Ilalagay ko lang yung link sa show notes natin, guys. Join na kayo sa The Wealthy Mindset Community. Grabe naman. Sobrang naman nun. Sobrang real talk naman nun. Wala na bang euphemism dyan, ma'am? Hindi naman madala ng soft talk, ma'am. Hard talk naman yun, ma'am. Pero meron namang sense talaga yung sinabi ni Jidel, no? Kasi most Filipinos talaga, we want the lifestyle. We want the house. We want the cars. You know? Diba? Kasi basic need din yan, diba? May need din ng tao sa mga ganong bagay. Lalo na kung ginagamit talaga nila. Pero, yun lang, medyo merong disconnect siya. It's because those things are actually liabilities. So what are liabilities? Liabilities are things or yung mga bagay-bagay that takes out money from your pocket. For example, your house. Merong maintenance fee yung house mo. And then, magbabayad ka ng bills para sa house mo. Tubig, kuryente, ganun. So, your house is not an asset but a liability. Yung car, if hindi mo naman siya ginagamit for business, for commuting to work, then that is a liability as well. Yun yung inuuna ng mga Pinoy, liability, hindi yung assets. So, ano yung mga assets? Of course, number one, hindi naman yan siya agad-agad yung financial literacy tsaka yung financial freedom. May steps yan di ba? Number one is, you need to make money, di ba?
Correct.
Tapos, build an emergency fund, get insured, tapos doon ka na safe mag-accumulate ng assets, yung mga investments, yung mga bahay, yung mga car, if meron ka ng asset protection. Kasi in case of those sad events, yung tinatawag nating sad events, no, na sickness, accidents, death, tsaka disability, meron kang laban. Hindi mo kailangang ibebenta or ibenta yung mga current assets mo or yung mga ari-arian mo or yung mga pagmamay-ari. And hindi ka mamumulubi, tsaka hindi ka rin magbe-beg for your life on social media. Yung hindi ng abuloy. It's because you are responsible enough to protect yourself. And there is no one, real talk, there is no one who can protect yourself rather than yourself. Diba? Tama ba? It's kind of selfish, no? It's kind of selfish, but that's the reality. Because in the end, yung mga katulong talaga sa'yo is yung sarili mo in the end. Lalo na sa usapang pera, ha? Thank you so much for that, Jidel. And siguro, last question para sa ating mga viewers. What are 3 tips that you can give to people who are struggling to manage their finances? Kasi most people kasi, Jidel, no, tumaas yung sahod, nagkaroon ng promotion, wala silang naitatabi every single month, kahit gaano pa kalaki yung kanilang kinikita. So what are some of the 3 tips? What are the 3 tips that you can give to them?
Yan, thank you, no. Actually, ayan yung nagiging problem sa mga tao, no, sa mga Filipino, na kapag tumaas yung sahod, tataas na rin yung cost of living nila, no? Usually, ganun yung nangyayari sa atin. Pero, I'm not saying na it's bad, kasi okay din naman na gift mo yung bigyan mo ng gift yung sarili mo, no? Pero, dapat pa rin, tignan natin or i-measure pa rin natin, i-balance pa rin natin yung expenses natin, no? Kasi sayang naman, kumita tayo ng malaki, tapos at the end of the day is wala rin namang natira sa pag-manage ng finances natin or sa pag-save ng finances. So, I think the number 1 tip that I can give to that is get an accountability body. So, ano ba tong accountability body na to, no? So, baka kasi kailangan lang may nagbabantay. Baka kailangan lang may nagpupush sa kanya. So, this could be your parent, your friend, maybe financial advisor, no? Much better yung financial advisor para mag-guide ka talaga ng maayos when it comes to that. Kasi usually we want to get promoted para lumaki yung sahod natin. Ang kaso nga lang, naiiwan dun yung savings natin, tumataas naman sa expense. So, what I wanted to happen to that is try natin siyang i-balance so that mas magiging malaki pa yung growing of your finances. So, yun yung i-build natin, which is makakatulong si accountability body para at least may nakabantay sa'yo and mamonitor talaga na nagagawa talaga kung ano man yung pinakagusto mo. So, number 2 naman, I think is, ito lang yung kailangan natin baguhin sa mindset natin mismo, is lagi mong isipin na walang magtatrabaho ng pangarap mo kundi ikaw lang. Kaya, you need to be disciplined. So, umpisahan mo yun by tracking your income and expenses. So, baka kasi need lang din natin ng awareness kung gaano kakagastador. Kasi, di ba, sabi nga nila, if you cannot measure it, you cannot manage it. So, how come na may sweldo ka ng maliit pero nakakasave ka ng malaki, pero nung nag-income ka na ng malaki pero ganito pa rin yung sinisave mo, which is dapat mas malaki pa. So, yun, work on with your mindset then. And then number 3 is dapat talaga mag-aral ka. So, it's about ourselves pala na dapat pinupush natin yung sarili natin, no? You need to support yourself. Kasi, for example, if you get a financial advisor, no, at the end of the day, ikaw pa rin may hawak ng pera mo, ikaw pa rin may hawak ng finances mo. Hindi ka naman lagi namin kinakamusta na, oy, gumastos ka ba ng 100,000 para sa pagkain, ganyan. Hindi naman laging ganun, di ba? So, dapat talaga, wag natin iasa pa rin sa lahat, no? Wag natin iasa lahat sa ibang tao. Dapat, marunong kang mag-ayos ng sarili mong buhay, even though may guidance ka from your financial advisor. So, hindi rin maganda na puro lang tayo paganda, puro lang tayo popogi. So, better if lalagyan din natin to ng laman, yung utak natin. Pwede rin kasi tayong manood ng mga vlogs. Ang dami ng mga videos from Facebook, from YouTube, from Google. Pwede rin magbasa ng articles, no? Kasi iba pa rin kapag alam mo yung mismo sa sarili mo, yung ginagawa mo. So that, darating yung panahon na even though kumukuha ka ng support from your financial advisor, from your friend, no, darating yung panahon na you can be self-dependent. And I think yun yung pinaka maganda na sa sarili mo na pag-investan mo. Kasi yun yung pinaka hindi mawawala sa'yo. Kumbaga, nakawin man nila lahat sa'yo is yung utak mo, di mawawala yan sa'yo. Yung knowledge mo is hindi mawawala sa'yo. Ayun sa akin. Coach.
Yan. I really honor you for giving you those 3 tips. Number 1 is, ano nga yun?
Accountability
partner. Number 2 is, ano nga yun? Nalimutan ko tuloy.
About your mindset. Parang
changing your mindset. And number 3 is continuous learning. So number 1 is nalimutan ko. Makakalimutan talaga.
Accountability partner, buddy.
Accountability partner, buddy. Okay. Partner, buddy. Then next is changing your mindset. And number 3 is
continuous learning.
Continuous learning. So yun, ma-edit lang yan, Jidel. So number 1 is accountability partner. It could be your friend na syempre dapat wealthy mindset. Mas maganda yung estado ng finances niya kaysa sa iyo. Mas mayaman siya sa iyo and he's really knowledgeable about finances. Maybe it could be a businessman that you could actually make friends with the right people. Tsaka tama yung sinabi mo na you are the average of 5 people that you are with every single time. So always be careful kung sino yung kakaibiganin mo. So
doon tayo sa mayaman.
mas maganda magkaibigan ka na lang ng mayaman. Then next is changing your mindset when it comes to money. Track your expenses using a spreadsheet or simple notebook. That is basic accounting, no? Income and expense.
Actually, ang dami na ng mga apps, free apps, no? Free applications that you can just install to your phone. Sobrang easy na lang, sobrang basic na lang. Lagay mo lang yung amount, lagay mo lang yung mismong account title, tapos already computed lahat.
Pa-share naman nun. Ano yung mga apps na yun para sa mga listeners natin dyan, no?
Yeah, actually, ang ginagamit ko is right now, ano ba itong ginagamit ko? Yeah. Right now, ang ginagamit ko is what we call the My Money application. Actually, working lang siya for Android.
Is it free?
Yeah, free siya.
Okay.
Free. My Money.
My Money, okay. My Money.
May pera, parang may pera.
So, yan guys, yung app na sinabi ni Jidel, lalagay ko din sa show notes no, para hindi natin malimutan. And then lastly, no, is continuous learning. Sabi pa nga ni Benjamin Franklin, no, investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So, kahit ako ngayon ay nagbabasa pa rin ng libro, nagpapamentor pa nga, nagbabayad pa nga ng mentor para lang mag-change yung mindset, para lang ma-achieve yung mga goals natin sa money, no. The point here is yung nilagay mo time and effort and money doon sa pag-learn ng new skill, pag-learn ng something new is actually babalik din siya sa iyo in the future. Kasi imagine mo, no, sa school, tinuro ba yung financial literacy? Di ba hindi?
Yes, hindi.
For me, the education system is rigged for us to become employees. Yun yung reality talaga. Kasi tignan mo yung requirements ng mga companies, di ba? Puro college degree, diploma, just to land a 9-to-5 job. And if you really wanted to expand your finances, you should go beyond the school system, and it's through non-formal education. Marami namang coaches dyan, hindi lang si Coach Aise yung mga coach dyan, nandyan si Coach Jidel, di ba? Maraming communities dyan na kung saan ang pinag-uusapan is how to deal with money consciously so that in the future, wala tayong magiging problema sa pera. Because the reality is, we will be dealing with money for the rest of our lives. Tama ba, Jidel?
Correct. Perfect.
Yan. So, yan. Thank you so much for coming, Jidel. But before we end this podcast, I just wanted to ask you, where can we find you? Where can we follow you for more financial advice?
Thank you, Coach Ice.
Okay, thank you.
Ayan. So, you can find me at Jidel Galayugo on FB, IG, and TikTok. So, if you find value on this, please share this sa mga tao na importante sa'yo. Comment ka kung saan ka naka-resonate with us and tag us sa stories mo para ma-repost ka namin. And you can also leave a review in my FB page, that is Jidel Galayugo. So, kwento mo lang dyan kung ano yung mga naging epekto sa'yo nito or anything you learned from this, no? And also, just message me if you want to be part of my community kasi I'm focusing on finances, beauty, personal development, and investment.
Once again, no, thank you so much, Jidel, for giving time and giving value to our listeners. I hope na marami kayong natutunan kay Jidel at sa akin, guys. I'll see you next time in the next episode of the Wealthy Mindset Podcast. Bye for now. Stay safe always. God bless you. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Wealthy Mindset Podcast with Coach IC. Kung marami kang natutunan at kung gusto mo pang matuto, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, YouTube for more valuable content every single day and every single week. For inquiries about paid mentorship sa trading, free one-on-one coaching, and free financial planning sessions, please don't hesitate to send me a message. See you on the next episode, guys. Peace out.